Yes. Oh no, I need to simplify. So, going what, back into factory? Yes. I have never seen anybody so excited. Now look on your face. Yes! All right. What happens here, guys, is we're going to be doing a lot of simplifying. Let me get this out of the way. Please. Well, I'll let you write this down first. And we'll go over it. I'm going to yell at you about one time. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. No.
No.
No. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
This
Welcome.
is mine.
You're welcome.
I do hereby solemnly swear.
Do hereby solemnly swear.
Or Solomon will kick me.
Or Solomon will kick me.
Nice play on words.
Nice playing words.
I will not.
I will
Do this.
do this
Ever.
Actually, to be honest, I was thinking about doing
So help me, Pythagoras.
So help me, Pythagoras. What? So what?
All right.
Did you write for those?
What happens here is when we go to simplify things out, guys. You cannot simplify over addition. This is where most of you guys make those boneheaded, stupid mistakes. Don't do it. You have to be in factored form in order to simplify. So you have to factor your numerator, factor your denominator. So what times what's negative 12? You add together to get negative 4?
3 and 4. 4. 6, 2.
Somebody just over.
Oh, shoot. I was thinking 1.
So now when you go through this, notice how I have separate terms. Terms are being multiplied together. When your terms are being multiplied together, that is the only time when you can cross them off. Okay? Now when you are done, your answer is x minus 6 over x minus 2. You cannot do anything else. I cannot cross out the x's, and I cannot say it's negative 6 divided by negative 2 and get 3. That is wrong. You can only...
That's something I would do.
I'm telling you not to do it, okay? You can only simplify terms, okay? Only simplify terms.
Wait, so
Man.
Suggestion. A lot of these problems are going to be long-winded and it takes a little bit of time to go through it. Why not just start factoring as you're writing down the problem? When I'm looking at this knowing that I'm going to have to factor a whole bunch of stuff anyway, why not start as I'm writing it down? So if I'm reading this first numerator, what's the first rule of factoring?
you got the GCF.
So if I take out a GCF as I'm writing down the problem, I'm just going to write 4x, and then I have
Wait, I have a question.
1 minus x. Yes, ma'am?
Can you cross out the 4x on the top right there, the 4x on the
No,
top right there?
I cannot do that because of the subtraction symbol. You can only simplify when everything is being multiplied together. Okay? You can only simplify when you have terms. All right?
Okay.
So notice how I did there. I'm just going to factor everything as I'm writing it down. It's just a little bit easier. X plus 3, x minus 1, x plus 3, x minus 2, and then a 4x. Does it make sense that all I did was just factoring as I'm writing it out?
Wait,
Yes,
now
ma'am.
can you cross out the 4x with the 4x now?
Now I can. And this is why, when you get down to this part, notice how everything is being multiplied together. Everything is a term now. Everything is being multiplied. There's no more subtraction between the parts. That's the only time when you can start crossing stuff out. Okay? Then you can go back to your happy place. Now, is 1 minus x the same thing as x minus 1?
No.
No. Okay, could you do one thing else?
Foil.
No. You don't have, you never have to refoil something. It's a waste of time. But you could do, see how they're opposites of one another? 1 minus x and x minus 1? What if I factored out a negative 1? Take out a negative 1 out of here, you get negative 1 plus x then, right?
Wait.
Oh.
We have to.
Yeah. So now you get negative 1, x minus 1, x minus 2, over x minus 1. Now what happens?
That's unnecessary.
It is not unnecessary, it is necessary. What happened there, Caleb, is you notice how these two guys are just basically opposite to one another? If you factor out a negative 1,
Why, like, why?
it's how you change signs.
Yeah.
If you take out a negative 1, what's 1 divided by negative 1? It's negative 1. Negative x divided by negative 1 is positive x. This, negative 1 plus x, is the same thing as x minus 1. I was just rewriting it out. Now your final answer is,
Would you have to show that you like do the negative 1 out of the thing, or could you just write it down?
it's not a bad idea just to write it out, and then you're done. Negative 1 times quantity x minus 2. You do not need to distribute that in. You don't need to refoil anything out, ever. You can leave it in the term form, if you want to call it that way. Okay? That's like the weirdest trick. Yes, ma'am? Shh, guys, I can't hear her. Stop, please. What's up? Yeah. Once you get them into multiplication, you can simplify things out like that. All right. You cannot simplify over addition. You can simplify with multiplication. Yes, ma'am.
So do you simplify that?
No, you're done. You'll leave it like that.
Why?
You don't have to. If you want to distribute, it's just a waste of time. There's no reason to. Okay? There's no reason. You will also see stuff like this where we've done this when you had to multiply monomials together. Remember what was the trick when we multiplied monomials together? Yeah, you add exponents when you have to. Remember, a lot of times also you might want to take care of your numbers first. It's a little bit cleaner that way. What I mean by saying numbers first is that I would just put them together. 5 times 6, 2 times 10. I just start like that. You might notice right off the bat what you do with 30 over 20.
3 over 2.
3 over 2. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm okay with that. All right. Now take care of your variables. Numerator, you have x squared and x cubed. What does that become?
X to 6.
Try again.
X to 50.
Good. Y and y squared. Good. And then down here we have x, y to the 4th. And which means all that's left now is to play the game of war. Who wins, a 5 or a 4? Oh, excuse me, a 5 or a 1? 5 still wins. So what's 5 minus 1?
4.
Okay. So you have 3 over 2, x to the 4th up top. Now who wins, a 4 or a 3? 4. What's 4 minus 3? So the y stays in the denominator. You're done. It's stuff you guys have done, so I'm not really too worried about a lot of that. Just be careful. You tend to do what Izzy did. She accidentally multiplied instead of adding. That's okay. You haven't done math in 5 days unless you were bought anything.
Wait, we weren't supposed to memorize the whole
I would.
book, right?
You didn't?
I
Well, expect that.
Should do a party.
Pancakes and Pop-Tarts. Delicious.
Party.
I haven't had a Pop-Tart in...
Casey, how come I didn't see you?
You can get some from Mr. Hall. He already,
All right, let's go through this one.
Well, do you just put it on over the
Yeah, you put it all over one if you want. Now, what happens here is you have to remember the pattern for factoring out a cube.
wanna know what mom told me over the weekend?
I give up.
No, she basically told me, you're bad at math, I don't know how you're gonna get through the rest of high school.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yep. She goes, what math class are you taking next year? And I was like, I don't know, it's like 3,000. She goes, oh. And I was like, what? She goes, I don't think you're gonna do very well. And I was like, thanks. She goes, what are you gonna take senior year? And I was like, I guess I could take STEP. And she goes, oh, I guess that's better than real calc. I was like, thanks, Mom. But yeah, she's like,
These are a couple of the special patterns that tend to show up from time to time about difference in cubes, sum of cubes. Those were back in chapter 6, which was, like a month ago. So a few things you might have to remember how to do, that's all. Now, when you get into the secondary one where you have that leading term coefficient that's not equal to 1, you have to go back to your factor by grouping. Okay? This one isn't that bad. What times what's 4 you add together to get 2?
2.
One.
4.
One.
Oh,
4. Nothing.
So I can't factor it. So here's what I do. I get x plus 3 over, let's see, that would be 2x. What's the pattern? Minus 1. And then we have 4x squared plus 2x plus 1. And then what happens?
Wait, wouldn't that just make
Cross those
one?
ones out.
Like if they're both
Right.
there, wouldn't that make 1 instead of 4x plus 2x minus
What happens here?
plus 1? But that makes 0.
It doesn't make 0, it makes 1.
Oh, I get it, because that's when you factor from the bottom, that's what you get, and then...
I'm glad we're all on the same planet now, Phoebe.
what about me?
So it does happen where you have to do a little bit more work. Yes, ma'am.
Why is there only like 1 happening?
Because they're saving ink.
Open it.
Isn't this the same thing?
Yes, it is.
Why should I have a body? Because when you factor out x3 minus 1, you get the same thing.
Because this is in the denominator.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I didn't put it on.
Just keep on going.
Oh no! Division!
No.
Alright, here's what I'm going to tell you to do right off the bat. If you guys are the type of person that writes down the problem before you do any of your factoring, what I want you to do is to automatically flip the other side, okay? When you write it down then as 5x over 3x minus 12 times x squared minus 6x plus 8 over x squared minus 2x. You're going to turn it into a multiplication problem right at some point anyway. When you're writing it down, just automatically flip the second fraction. Remember, division is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So when you do that, then you can factor everything out and simplify from there, okay?
Wait, so is this like our lesson?
Pretty much.
What's the fifth get it?
6-4.
It's 9-4, right?
9-4, thank you.
Multiplying.
So when you get to this part, it's just a matter of factoring every single piece, whether it's GCFs or actually getting terms out. What? So you have 5x, 3 times quantity x minus 4. X, was it? X minus 4, x minus 2. Stop with the love notes. And you wind up with the x times quantity x minus 4, or x minus 2, excuse me. So now you start to go ahead and start simplifying through.
No, like,
You should be pleasantly surprised that the x minus 2's go away, x minus 4 goes away.
did you factor out the x and then have 5 and then
Yep, the x goes away here, and what are you left with?
3x? 5
over 3.
Oh.
You were that close. Pretty much. All right. Like I said, it's just a lot of factoring. It's a lot of factoring, guys. It's a lot of factoring. And then as we get into more of it into tomorrow, we start doing the adding. You have to factor first before you can do all the adding and subtracting. Yes, ma'am.
Can we make it a mixed number?
No, there are no such thing as mixed numbers.
Why?
That was even with geometry. Now explain to
Don't
me.
exist in math anymore.
Remember, this is the same thing as 1 2/3. I agree. But how do you walk a slope of 1 2/3?
You walk
You
one
go up
first,
5.
and then
I mean,
No.
You go 1, 2, 3, because that's.
No! No mixed numbers.
1, 2, 3.
Do this one, please. Do this one, please. Now, remember, this is over 1. So take a couple minutes and get this. All right, let's see. So we have negative 18. Negative 18 to get us to positive 7 is what?
I needed negative 18.
6 times 3?
What?
3.
Negative 18.
Okay.
You have to factor by grouping.
Oh, okay.
I'm used to just like.
That's why I'm not
everything about it.
So your numerator becomes 2x plus 3, 3x minus 1 over 6x squared times 1 over, take out an x, 2x plus 3. All right. So now when you go to drop the stuff out, I think the only thing you're going to get rid of is a 2x plus 3. So your final answer then becomes 3x minus 1 over 6x cubed. Because you can combine those. 6x squared and then x. Multiply that out. Okay? And you're done.
It's a no from me. Like always.
The opposite of old. What's new? The opposite of old.
Ah, funny. No.
I overrate. Ah!
such a good one. It's so bad.
Wait, Izzy, was that the thing that you received last semester? I did. Okay, because I did not understand it at all.
Square root of negative
Just
1.
what is that?
Come on, guys.
It's your math isn't my thing.
Okay.
All right, do this one. What?
It's 3x minus 1 over 6
Damn it.
cubed.
Okay, well, that's your heck.
Damn it.
Go back.
Do this one.
He did that time.
Right there.
I'm not.
Yeah, always like
So hopefully, guys, hopefully you got to this part right off the bat. You had a difference of squares. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. You're done. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this might not make sense, but like, sometimes during factoring, I like, it doesn't make sense logically, so I kind of like guess at
Guys,
it
please, please, please.
when I factor out. So, like, if I factor them out and then I like refoil it and everything.
No.
No.
Waste of
just-
time.
I understand, but if I don't know if my answer's right and I refoil it and I get the original equation, does that mean it's automatically right? Or can you sometimes get like the wrong answer?
You're not, if you refoil stuff out here,
No,
there's
I know, I'm
nothing.
not going to for a problem, but I'm making sure that I factored out right in the first place.
You can't.
I'm saying if I factor it out and I can refoil it to get the original equation, is it automatically right?
No.
There's a window of a refoil.
Is it yes? I
Sorry.
am.
It's Caleb. He's the one who's mocking you. It's pretty funny. He's got your arms down to a science.
Oh, I'm asking. Is it right?
A lot of times, how are you going to refoil this? Are you mean like when you get to this part here,
Okay,
refoil
sometimes
it?
where I'm like a and minus 25. And I'm just boiling. And I'm boiling out. And we're fine. I'll get it wrong.
I threw something at him to make him stop. You want to
Somebody was saying,
If you get to the part here when you want to reform it, that's fine. You can do
If
that.
I check it and it goes back to that,
oh shoot.
Oh, okay.
Miss Phoebe.
I'm just trying to turn it
No. Nice. All right. Now again, as you guys are doing, yes, you can factor out the 2 then. Yes. So at this point, you start seeing where it'll drop out. X minus 2 over x squared. You're done. There's nothing else you can do. Okay. Error 5.
Oh, yeah.
You guys know if you look at your elbow, you're never going to high five.
What's that?
If you look at the other person's elbow.
I thought you said if it's a big elbow.
Yes, you're right.
Let's get mom
Hey, just watch mine.
I don't know if I want to do that many. Where's the books? How do you guys not have books? It was x minus 2 over x squared. What do I have on here? Yeah, that's good. 17 through 49, every other odd, so you can check your answers, okay?
Were we supposed to turn this in on Tuesday?
Yes, ma'am.